Hi everyone, the purpose of this video is to talk about Blackboard and work through your course. But first I want to show you some things on Blackboard that are important. The first one is the browser check. And before you start a class or before you start a semester, or if you're having problems, you should always do this browser check. So what the browser check will do is it's going to tell you if your software on your computer is up to date. You have to accept the cookies, and then you'll be able to click right here where it says run the browser check. And I'm running this on the computer I'm using right now. Oops, did not run. So it says my browser is supported. I have the right versions. Everything that needs to happen is happening. So if something's wrong with one of your software products, it will show up as a red X here. So before you call the help desk, always check your browser first. So I'm going to close that. And I want to show you another thing here, and it's the calendar. And this calendar is very important because it actually will show you all your assignments. So if you have a professor who's putting their assignments in Blackboard for you to turn in, this calendar actually shows you everything that is due. So for example, and you can choose the color. So for example, right now, there's a few classes that are showing up. Your class is not in here yet, but it will be. So each class is a different color, and you could actually look in here and see what is due for your class. So that's really important. It's a nice tool to be able to use in Blackboard. So what I want to do now is look at a 7-week course. This may be your course, it may not, but what I want to just go over is how the course is laid out. And I'm going to go into student mode. I think that will work. We're going to find out. And in student mode, you can see announcements are the first thing that come up. So here's a welcome to the class. All your other announcements are going to show up below here, but you can't see them yet, although I can as the instructor. The directions in the welcome say to go to your information section first. If we meet and collaborate, this is where we will meet. I will actually also put grant groups in here once you have grants. So I will actually create you rooms this is our classroom, but I'm actually going to create grant rooms below here for you to use if you'd like. In case your grant group wants to meet, this is one option. Here we have the syllabus. Then, because of COVID, there are COVID policies here. Just quickly, mask wearing policy. You're not allowed to eat during my class unless it's something small that you can put under your mask. You cannot take off your mask to eat in my classroom. That's just my policy. We need to keep our masks on as much as possible. Ventilation, we may be opening windows even when it's cold out to try to keep air flowing to reduce the risk of spreading the disease. And almost every class, I'm going to check for your clearance. So to clear yourself, you have to go down here and you click on this item, and it takes you to the clearance tool. And when you click on that clearance tool, your clearance will come up. And so you need to be able to get to that quickly if that's the way I'm taking attendance. And I will do that almost every class. And then what it says in your introduction also, it says to make sure you read this document because on our first day of class, you're going to have a writing assignment on this material. The writing assignment is about which grants you want to work on and which ones you do not want to work on. The specific assignment will open with very specific directions, but right now that's all you need to know. Here is a list of grammar hints. So if you're making grammatical errors, you might want to check this document. These are common grammatical errors. And these are what the notations on your paper mean when you get your paper back. So let's just look inside Blackboard. This is your class, but I have not changed due dates yet. So for what you will see when you get to content is you will see the 5 units that are there. You will also see your due dates and when your due dates are. So this will let you know, this is one way to let you know that something is due. This tells you what we're going to cover, and if you open this document, it is actually a summary of the lesson. And it tells you what the objectives are and what the lesson topics are. Sometimes people find that helpful, some people do not need it, but it's there if you do. So there's 5 units. Once you open a unit, you will see the lessons in the order in which we're going to do them. So here is lesson 1. When you open lesson 1, here's the videos to watch, here's the assignment to do, here's where you will submit your in-class writing assignment, and this is a message from fellow students from the past who did well in the class. If we open unit 2, same concept. Here's a lecture. Here is the material that are optional, and here is assignment 1.2, grant. So as you can see, this should be pretty easy to follow. When we get to, let me go back. When we get to unit 2 and beyond, sometimes there's assignments that are not related directly to a lesson. They're related to the unit. So for example, here we have some big assignments at the bottom that are due, but they're not really related to any one lesson. If there's an assignment related to a lesson like this, it will be in the lesson. If it's an assignment that is not related to any one specific lesson, it will be at the bottom of the units. Hopefully you find this helpful. Go back to my view. Hopefully you find this helpful, and it will help you maneuver through Blackboard. If you have any problems, just make sure you ask. First, go to the help page with Blackboard, run a browser check, and if you're still having problems maneuvering through the class, just let me know. Okay, so that wraps up this presentation. Again, I hope it's helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in class.